Our next guest is investing in the cannabis industry, which is becoming mainstream. Gregg Smith is with us. He's the founder of Evolution Corporate Advisors. Gregg, welcome to the program.
Good morning, Stuart. Thank you for having me.
You actually are bringing credibility and legitimacy to the marijuana industry. That's what you're doing.
I am trying. I am trying to find interesting, disruptive companies that I think are going to legitimize the industry and really be mainstream in the years to come.
You don't make serious money until and unless the feds remove their prohibition on marijuana, because at the moment, I think it's a Schedule A drug. Is that the right expression?
Right. Right now, there's a lot of barriers to entry, but I think there is a lot of money to be made within the cannabis space. You have hundreds.
But you are betting on the feds backing off, aren't you?
Not necessarily. I'm looking to invest in companies that will participate in the growing trend of the legalization of marijuana, but I'm also trying to find companies that, in the event that reverses course, they'll still be around, much in the same way that rolling papers have been sold for 100 years, despite the fact that cannabis hasn't been legal.
Can you give me any numbers which tell me how big the industry has become? I mean, what's it worth today versus a couple of years ago?
I think you have varying numbers, varying the industry at $10 billion in sales, projecting to go
legal. That's the legal side of it.
That's the legal side, yes.
$10 billion?
Yes.
Per year?
Yes.
That's now.
In both the plant sales, accessories, other services into the industry. That's
but
correct.
You've only got legalization for recreational use in a handful of states, the big one being California.
You have 9 states that are adult use legal today. You have another 30 states that are medical use. And you have more states that are coming. I think you're going to have a lot of tax envy of many of the states, the surrounding states, that don't have adult use. And I think there'll be a continued proliferation of these states and a trend going forward towards legalization.
Now, if I wanted to invest in it, I've got to invest in a publicly traded stock
or
a company. And we found 366 publicly traded marijuana-related stocks. That's a huge number.
There's a big way to play the industry for public market investors. Many of these companies have been traded on the Canadian markets, and we're just starting to witness the first listings on the NASDAQ markets here in the States as we're seeing the markets sort of loosen up and become more accepting of cannabis companies traded here.
Now, you came to us, Gregg, with 2 suggestions, Pax Labs and Hempa. Okay, but they are private companies. I can't invest in them.
No, it's very challenging. You have many private companies looking to raise capital. Most commonly, you will see dispensaries, you'll see grow operations, you'll see a few accessory companies, and now there's hundreds, if not thousands, of edible companies. So these are going to be local companies producing a candy, a chocolate, a drink that are seeking to raise capital. For me, I'm trying to find an investable business. To me, that means a company that's going to have some type of liquidity event or an exit strategy. Yep. I think there's a lot of opportunities to invest in lifestyle businesses. That's going to be something I invest in and give to my kids. Which
Just
is
let me
not
look
really
at this.
What I'm looking
Pax
for.
Labs, you like that? Now that's one of this is the vape machine that they make.
Pax is really playing on the growing trend of what I would call digital smoking.
Wait a second, that's it.
This is a way to smoke cannabis. I would call Pax.
Pax sells this, just this thing here.
Pax sells the device.
They don't sell the.
And they sell this empty pod to the fillers. So they never touch the THC, which also plays with my trend of not wanting to invest in companies that touch the plant.
Okay.
So they sell a beautiful consumer tech product, and they sell an empty pod. So
and
I would
think there's an IPO in the future?
I think that this falls within my investment thesis of investing in a company that I would call an investable company. Okay. Pax Labs also welcomes Fidelity Investments as an investor. So you look at that, you have the giant Boston-based mutual fund as an investor. To me, that sends the right signals that this company could have a proper liquidity event.
Is there anything that would stop this trend? Trend. Yeah. I mean, it's respect. I'm not going to call respectability. I'm saying credibility.
Yes.
And what's the other word I was trying to use there? I mean, it's a credible industry now. It's a legitimate industry.
It's legitimacy. I mean, I think you see in recent polls, you see 2/3 of Americans want the legalization of cannabis.
Yeah.
It's not taboo like our parents taught us, and in fact, there's so much empirical evidence that the legalization is actually improving economies and improving the well-being of people. Look at the opioid crisis in this country. A White House report said it's going to cost the U.S. $500 billion. If you look at Colorado, in the 2 years after cannabis went legal, you saw a 6% reduction in deaths related to opioid overdose. If you were to extrapolate that data and look at how would that play out on a national scale, that could be a $30 billion reduction in savings to this country. You also have other major headwinds that I think are going to approach different industries, like alcohol. Certainly, Big Pharma doesn't want to see cannabis go legal because they want to continue selling opiates. But even look at alcohol. You have a social substitution.
Slam. There is a slam and a half
It's
on
accurate.
the pharmaceutical companies.
It's accurate, but look at alcohol.
It's a point of view.
Yeah.
And look at alcohol and look at restaurants. You have reduction in binge drinking rates in the markets in the states where cannabis is legal. So you have a decline in binge drinking, and you also have lower DUIs.
All right, Greg, you made your point.
Sure.
You legitimize the industry.
I think
and a
it'll
lot of
become
our viewers are not going to be happy about this.
And you've never had a reported overdose death from cannabis.
But it's the turning point
knowledge.
when the feds actually get on board, so
Yes.
you're unable to take the proceeds of you selling marijuana and all the stuff that goes with it, and able to put it in a bank account that doesn't violate the law as per the federal government.
There's so many challenges with investing in cannabis today, and you also have artificial barriers. So if you were to invest in an operation within California, let's say a dispensary or a grow operation, you have an artificial barrier constrained to that state.
Yeah.
So as the federal landscape changes...
But it's heading in that direction.
It's heading in that
More
direction.
acceptance.
But also, when the federal barriers come down, now you're going to move to more of an ag operation.
Wait a minute. You've had 5 minutes. You know, the average length of a guest appearance on this program is like 2.5 to 3.
It's a fascinating subject.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
You've had 5 minutes, okay? Come back again, okay?
I would love to. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Greg.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was good. It was good. Man, it's good.